artists, we're going to start our project focusing on Harold and the purple crayon. And my hope is that you use your imagination to create your own art piece. We're going to be using cut colored paper and glue. And when an artist does that, it is called collage. Can you say collage? That means to cut and paste in French. So now you know a French word. So you should have an envelope, this is mine, that you're going to open up. I put a little tape on it. You should have some shapes inside the envelope, your own shapes. I cut them all out, and as you can see, they're different shades of purple. We have a dark purple, we have a more of a magenta-ish purple, and a very light purple. We're going to be focusing on shapes, and you're going to arrange them and make an artwork. But before we begin, I want to talk about our shapes. So, a shape that has 3 sides, what do we call that? A triangle. Correct. A shape having 4 sides, there's 2 kinds of shapes with 4 sides. One that has all the sides the same, we call that what? Correct, a square. And then we have shapes where there's 4 sides, but 2 are shorter and 2 are longer. What do we call that? A rectangle, correct. And then we have a very round shape. We call that a what? A circle. And there's different sizes in the envelope for you. So your job is going to be to take them out, and you're going to get a black piece of paper, and I want you to start arranging them. So you see I started arranging some of the shapes, my circle, my squares, triangles. I'm going to make it into a little guy or girl, I'm not sure, just a little character. It could be a little robot, who knows. So once you have something you like, we're going to talk about using glue. So here's another one I came up with some of the shapes. Got a little truck, maybe something like that interests you, on a little road. And I put the little moon like in the story with Harold and his purple crayon. So maybe I'll think of something else right now. So I'm going to take the black paper, that's the black paper you should have, and I think I want to make some evergreen trees. So I'm going to take these long skinny rectangles, and see how there's 2 sides that are really long and 2 that are short, and I'm going to start layering them on top of each other, the triangles, so it looks like an evergreen tree. Maybe I'll do another one, a long rectangle, and then layer my 3 triangles on top. I think I have room for one more, so if I take another one and put my 3 triangles layered on top, I kind of like that. I think I'm gonna put some rectangles, maybe make a pattern so it looks like they're on the ground, not just floating around. So I'm gonna do this magenta purple, this light purple. Actually, no, I'm gonna put dark purple, then light purple. Then I'm gonna repeat. I'm gonna go back to magenta and dark purple and light purple. And of course, I think I'm going to want to add the moon like Harold had throughout his story. I like that. So when you've made something you like, then you're ready for glue. And I'd like us to use this Elmer's glue. I know it's messy, but it really does stick well and it lasts a long time. And I want you to know how to be able to use that. So the first thing you're going to do is twist open this orange nozzle. And when you do, if you squeeze it, you should hear the air. You could actually see it coming out of the nozzle here. That means it's working. And then I'm going to close it again. You don't want to open the white part of the glue bottle because then that'll be a big mess like the story we just read about. We don't want a gluey mess. Okay? So I'm going to, if it's clogged, sometimes the glue dries on the top of here. You would just peel any glue off. There's a tiny bit glue here. And then you can bring it to the garbage can. Now again, I'm going to twist it, and I do hear that air sound. So now when I'm ready to glue, just like in the story, the art teacher with Maddie and his gluey mess. Actually, I'm going to do the ground. No, I'm going to do these trees first. You want to do raindrops. Okay, we don't want puddles. So I'm going to take my shape, and I'm not really squeezing that much. I'm just doing little raindrops around the outside edges. Oh, but first I forgot something. I'm going to set this to the side. I had the little skinny rectangle first. So you don't have to put raindrops around the sides because it's too thin. You can just do raindrops. See, I don't have really big raindrops down the middle. And when you're ready, I'm going to put this down and rub it down. Now I can take this triangle I started gluing and press that down. So then my next triangle, I'm going to do the same. Now if you squeeze a lot like that, all you have to do is dip the nozzle into that big puddle and keep going back and forth because you don't want too much glue. Your paper will get really heavy. So I'm using that one squeeze that I use too much of and dotting it, little raindrops around the edges. Okay. Then I have one more to do. Little raindrops. I'm really not squeezing. It's like a tiny squeeze. And you can push that down. Okay. Now if you get glue on your fingers, which often happens to me, I just usually rub it away and peel it. It's not a big deal. Okay. I'm always having a little dried glue on my fingers because I use glue a lot with my classes. So I would keep working on this tree, this evergreen, and glue that down, this evergreen, and then the ground line I made with these rectangles, and then the moon. After that, I can take a purple crayon and I can start drawing with it. So, actually, I'm going to put this moon down with glue. Maybe I want to try drawing some stars in the sky. It's kind of hard to see on the camera because it's a black paper. You may have a lighter purple crayon that this will work with. Or maybe you even want to decorate inside here. Maybe you want to decorate something in the moon. I'm actually going to make my moon have a little face smiling. Okay, little eyebrows. Okay, and then maybe later when I glue my lines down, maybe I can sign my name on top of the purple rectangle. Okay, so today's lesson is we're using glue to make a collage. Remember, that's a French word for cut and paste. And I want you to try to use the glue as neatly as you can. If you make a mess on the table that you're working on at the end, you can wipe it up. And I hope you enjoy using glue and paper and your imagination.